Well, if you're in the market for a 7-seater family MPV and don't really want to follow the herd mentality and go for that Japanese product, then Renault has the answer for you. And what is it? It's the Renault Lodgy standing here beside me. So how good is it? We'll find out on the show today. Unlike the Honda Mobilio and Maruti Ertiga, which aim to please everyone, this is a design which will be loved by some and hated by others. Key design elements include those stretched out lamps in the front, those tall lamps at the back, and lots of chrome on the front grille. It's a design which is sure to stand out in the competitive MPV segment. With all three rows up, the Lodgy has a boot capacity of 279 litres, which means that you can fit in 2 bags. The best part though is that you can completely remove the last row of seats, and that means that you have a capacity of 759 litres, which is good enough for those airport transfers. Renault, however, claims that you can configure the seats in different variations, and that makes this cabin one of the most flexible in the Indian MPV segment. Well, so here I am now inside the Lodgy's cabin, and the first thing that really impresses is the huge glass area up ahead. And what that does is it gives you a sense of airiness to the cabin, and in fact it feels much larger than it really is. So full marks to Renault in giving it a large glass area. Well, the other place where the Lodgy truly impresses is in the headroom department, and as you can see, it is massive even for someone who is my height, which for reference is 5'10". So even taller passengers will not have a problem inside this car's cabin. Well, in terms of practicality, it's a very nice place to be in because you get these 2 bottle holders over here. You also get large bottle holders in the door bins, and there's a place to keep your wallet just above the dashboard over here, so you can hide that wallet over here. And there's also a place where you can hide those Snicker bars, and there's a useful glove box as well. And at the moment, I'll just take a bit of a break and have a bite of this bar. Well, just like the front row, even the second row of seats impresses for sheer headroom. As you can see, is really massive, and I've got good amounts of knee room as well, considering my height, which is 5'10", and I have adjusted the front seat as always for my driving position. The big glass area also really does give it a very airy and roomy feel, and that, along with the nice and cushiony seats, really makes the Lodgy's second row of seats very comfortable and a great place to be in the long run. Well, the other place where the Lodgy truly impresses, of course, is the fact that you get rear AC vents over here, and you also get a very flattish floor pan over here. There's no transmission tunnel, and what that means is that whoever's going to sit in the middle has plenty of place to stretch his feet at, and that makes the Lodgy's second row of seats a great place to be for that long highway trip. Well, here I am now in the Lodgy's third row of seats, and as you can see, headroom is still very good. The good thing is, of course, that you get your own AC vents at the back. You also get cup holders over here in the sides, and the knee room is just about decent for a tall adult like me, but this will be a good place for kids and people who are around 5 feet and maybe 5.5. But apart from that, taller passengers, of course, are better off in the front 2 rows of seats. So here I am now driving the Renault Lodgy, and this car of course comes with only one engine option. There's a 1.5 diesel option that you get. It's the same unit which comes in the Duster, and you get it in 2 states of tune. There's a 110 bhp version and an 85 bhp version, and today we are driving the 110 bhp version. Well, in terms of fuel economy, both the engines are supreme on fuel efficiency, and of course the more powerful version gives lower economy, but it still delivers about almost about 20 kpl, and the 85 bhp version delivers about 21 plus. So that means that this car really does a good job in terms of fuel efficiency when you are on the highway. Well, where the Lodgy also impresses is in the fact that the engine is supreme on refinement, and in fact this is one area where this car has a clear advantage over the likes of the Honda Mobilio. And unlike the Mobilio, which is very clattery when you start it off from cold, this one, even when you start from cold, is supremely refined and very quiet. And in fact, when you are pushing it on the highway, you can hardly tell that this is actually a diesel. Refinement levels are so good. Well, the other department where the Lodgy impresses and has an advantage over its rivals is the fact that the gearbox is a 6-speed unit, not a 5-speed unit like its rivals, and that means that the engine has greater flexibility when you are out on the open road. Well, another area where the Lodgy has a clear advantage over its rivals is in the fact that the ride comfort is really very good. So even when you are pottering it around town and maneuvering through that very bad patchwork road, this car feels very comfortable and doesn't really allow the bumps to enter the cabin. And on the highway, it feels very stable and very reassuring. And unlike some of its rivals, which tend to get a little light and airy when you push it, this one really is a great car for that long highway trip. Well, if you're in the market for a practical MPV which offers you a lot of features, a very refined and punchy diesel engine, and a lot of space as well, then the Renault Lodgy is a logical choice.